Hey guys, Ben Crosswhite here, and today I want to show you my top 6 bicep exercises. I have Cody with me, and he's going to help me going through these exercises, but these are my favorite. Just to give a little background on the bicep, it is composed of multiple different muscles like most anything else. It is a biarticular muscle, so it is going across 2 different joints. So you have to take that into consideration with a lot of the exercises that you do. The stretch that you get, there's certain stretch reflexes that you're gonna get and feel more activation. And I'll explain that a little bit more in detail as well. And you gotta remember that the insertion is at 2 different points of the bicep brachii. So that is at 2 points up top, and then it's gonna come down into 1 point past the elbow. And so that bicep is, the bicep brachii is the main bicep that you get with the pump. It's the main one people can see, but there's a lot of smaller ones underneath and the brachialis and some of those. So we'll get into that, but enjoy. Top 6. All right guys, the first exercise is a traditional pull-up. Cody, turn around for a second. Face the camera. There you go. We got Cody here, and he's gonna help me in this video, and the traditional pull-up gets neglected a lot. So it is one of the best ones for the biceps. As you can tell, Cody's got decent size. I tried to find someone to, I should restart that. So Cody's gonna be helping in this, and we're gonna show you the proper way to do a pull-up, but a supinated version, which is gonna hit a lot more of the biceps, and I'll break down a little bit more as you do it. I like doing a heavy lift with the pull-ups, and then going straight into more of a pump or a lot of reps immediately after. It's called post-activation potentiation. And the first amount should be about 3 to 6 reps at a heavy load after your warm-up, of course, and then it should be more than 10 reps if you can get into a banded position, or if you can do 10 reps without, that's even better. So Cody's gonna show you here. I'm gonna put the dumbbell between his feet. He's turning his palms towards himself, which is gonna hit more of that short head bicep. And as you can tell, he's going a little outside of shoulders. That is gonna hit more short head as well. And just like working your adductors, taking your feet out wide is gonna hit more of those inner thighs. Same thing here, you're gonna hit more of the inner side here. So you're gonna take away from the brachialis and the long head bicep a little bit more with your hands being outer. So with that supinated grip, you're gonna pull up high as you can get, keep your body straight. The higher you go, the more stretch in the shoulder, and you will feel that bicep kick in a little bit harder. Go ahead and do 3 reps, Cody, and then we'll drop that weight and immediately go into at least 10 reps. Perfect. He's keeping a steady, controlled movement here. He's getting a full extension at the bottom, and he's getting a good contraction at the top, taking his chest all the way up to the bars, and that's really important. You got 10 in you?
I think so.
In order to stretch the bicep. So the bicep, as we mentioned earlier, is a biarticular muscle. So it goes across 2 different joints. So the farther you can stretch and the farther you can come up, the more stretch in that upper extremity you're gonna get, and the more activation you're gonna get in the bicep. And we'll explain more in the next exercise, which is even more important. So that's the first one. Okay, so the next exercise I'm sure you've done before, but I like to do it banded, especially for this one exercise. It's called the waiter's curl. And you're gonna have palms up, you're gonna be in a supination position, standing on the band, attach it however you want to, just make it nice and secure, but don't add too much. We're gonna lean forward, we're gonna hinge a little bit forward so we can keep, so we can get a full extension at the bottom, and then coming all the way up and squeezing at the top. Now the band is gonna add that resistance obviously at the top, where you would normally get the rest period from the dumbbell. The main motion of the bicep is supination, which is why we're doing a supinated grip here and why you're gonna feel it the most, and flexion, which is what we're doing as well, bending at the elbow and flexing up. Okay, so we have the isolated dumbbell preacher curl on the bench. We have it about 75 degrees. He's gonna pull his arm over the bench, having his entire tricep pressed against the bench here. A lot of people just have the elbow up on the bench a little higher, and they lift it up and they get more leverage. You're not actually working and activating the bicep to its full capacity if you do that. So the whole tricep here, a good extension down. You can still keep a slight flexion at the bottom. You don't have to fully extend all the way every single time, but that is gonna get you a good stretch reflex, which is gonna isolate and trigger that muscle growth even more so. As you can see, he's doing a nice slow eccentric down, which eccentric movements, you can always carry more load, which is great to do for muscle size and developing that muscle even further. At the top, he's getting a good squeeze, and because of this angle, with the squeeze, you still have tension from the dumbbell, which is usually not the case with most dumbbell exercises. So that is a great reason to use the bench like it is. As you can tell, his shoulder, his elbow, and his wrist are all in alignment. Go ahead and switch arms there, Cody. Don't you burning out one arm too much. And if he's curling the right arm, I like to have that right foot up, like he's got just like that. So it's gonna keep everything more squared up, more in alignment. Again, if you bring that elbow in, you're gonna start recruiting other muscle groups instead of that short head bicep that we're trying to target here. Obviously, you will hit long head as well, but mainly short head here, especially when you turn that pinky up at the very top. All right, one of my other favorites is the spider curl. Now, I like doing the spider curl with the cables because it keeps constant tension on there rather than the dumbbells getting that rest period at the top. Not quite as much with spider curls, get a good rest period, but you do some. So the cables are great. We're gonna extend forward a little bit, hinging at the hips. Cody's gonna keep those palms forward. That supinated grip is really important. Go ahead and step out so you can get a full extension. You can tell his shoulders are back, his elbows are behind the shoulders, which is gonna give a better stretch. Now, go ahead and do a couple curls there, Cody. He's not moving the elbows too much. They're in a fixed position here. And as he comes back, again, he's stretching out really good. The head of the bicep is gonna attach, the tendon attaches under the deltoid into the coracoid process and the supraglenoid. And those 2 points is gonna cause a better stretch. The bicep actually acts with the shoulder as dynamic stability. It's not actually flexion of the shoulder. That is more the deltoid. It's more dynamic stability with the bicep. So that's why this exercise is so great. It's gonna stabilize. It's gonna hit the upper extremity of the bicep. And you're gonna keep it concentrated with constant tension on those biceps as well. All right, so these curls that Cody's gonna do is another one of my favorites. It's an isometric hold on one side while actively doing a curl on the opposite arm. We're gonna alternate back and forth, and we're gonna keep those palms supinated the entire time. So go ahead and come in position. Keep it 90 degrees in the elbow. A lot of people will sit their elbow on their hip or they'll take the elbows back too much. Don't do that. Make sure your elbow is below the shoulder, and you're gonna keep one at a 90-degree isometric hold while the other one's going full extension down. And this is really important to go full extension because it's gonna really hit the lower end of that bicep, mainly the short head again. It will hit a little bit of the long head, but where it attaches, all right, go ahead and switch. We're gonna go into both at the same time. Where it attaches in that radial tuberosity, which is down below, is gonna get a better stretch because of the supination and the full extension. So when you come up, you're gonna feel the biceps engage a lot more. As you can tell, he's doing a half rotation, 90 degrees turned in, and I like doing about 10 to 12 reps, alternating individual, and then going straight into 12 to 15 of full extension, full range of motion without swaying too much. So he's doing a good job here of not swaying. Finally, he's doing a good job here of not swaying. Yeah. Okay, so hammer curls are a must do, but I like doing the cable version, and I like sitting down kind of into a Malasana pose as Cody's doing here. His back is staying straight, his knees are bent all the way, butt down as low as he can, and that's gonna stabilize and cause him not to rock and use momentum in this exercise. He's got a neutral grip, palms in the entire time, and his elbow or the end of his tricep is right resting on the knee, and that's gonna isolate that even more. So go ahead and curl up, full range of motion just like with most that we do. Now this is gonna be more long head, brachialis, brachioradialis, and some of those muscles that we haven't really targeted quite yet. So it's a great one to do. It's gonna add a lot of girth to your arm for guys that wanna get bigger arms. I'd recommend doing this a few more, Cody, just so your arms grow a little bit more. But it is a great one to do. And as you can tell, it's a very steady, controlled movement. All right, thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe the video. Continue to watch, turn your alerts on. We're gonna put out one new one every single week. And send me your content, send me what we can do for you, and give some feedback as to how we helped you.